This video is brought to you by LogRocket, the front-end performance monitor that records videos of user sessions along with logs and network data, surfacing problems and revealing the root cause of every bug. Try it today at logrocket.com/YT.
Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be showing you how we can use 3 different ways to set default properties in React. So I've got this basic pizza application here with 4 cards. We have a simple data file that has some information in there. And if I jump over to the code, basically what's happening here is I'm just mapping over the pizzas. And as you can see, it's bringing out 4 pizzas, which was on the screen just there. Let's take a quick look. So we've got 4 pizzas there. And if I jump into the data file that's being imported here, data.json, you'll see it matches what's on the screen. So we've got different types of pizzas, images, descriptions, price. And if we look here, I'm passing them down as props. And what happens if we don't have any props? So let's just get rid of this and we'll go back with no information. So how can we solve that? Well, there's 3 different ways. I'm going to be showing you how you can use the default props static modifier in React. I'm going to be showing you how you can use the variable, basically, or operator. And the third one, I'm going to be showing you how to use parameter defaults, which, it correlates across like JavaScript and React. And this is one that I've used for many years, and I just prefer to use this way. But whichever you prefer, go ahead and use that one, whichever makes your life easier. So if we go ahead now into the pizza card, let's take a look at how we can do the static props one first. So we can basically access the pizza card and do dots, and now we have access to this component or the underlying object, and we can say default props, because you have to remember these React components are just objects under the hood. So what we can do, we can access the props and we can set delicious pizza as the default for the name. So if we don't pass a name down, it'll fall back to delicious pizza. Description, we can put too busy making pizzas to add a description. Image, we can pass in, let's pass in a New York slice, the classic slice. And the price, we'll just put it at £1. And the reason it's £1 is because if someone forgets to add this in there, people are going to be really happy and you can get £1 pizzas. So if we go ahead now, head over to app, and we can just see that the application's still running. And if I remove those 4 props, we should have default props. So there we are, that's default props using the static modifier in React. So all we did there basically was just add some default props, and it's nice and clean doing it this way. You can actually see that we've got some nice clean props that are coming down. If you wish, you can put this to, maybe a fallback object, fallback array, whatever it may be, depending on how you're handling your implementation. So if I delete this now, and I go back in here, and we go back to the state where there's no default props, let's put in our props once more. Now we can see we're back to normal, brilliant. Let's take a look at how we can use the OR operator, which is pretty much this here. So we've already got one for the pizza, so we have a default fallback for the pizza. So how do we add this to the others? Well, it's simple, we just use the OR operator. So we can do delicious pizza. Likewise with the price, we just do OR1, description. Let's do too busy making pizza. And there we are, save that, and we get the nice, prettier reformat on save. So it looks nice and clean. So we have a normal looking application with 4 pizzas in there. If we go ahead and delete these 4 props, we get the same result with the same default props as we do with the variable OR operator. So lastly, let's take a look at how we can handle this using parameter defaults. So I'll get rid of this, I'll steal this up here, get rid of that, just pass in the image, and I just want to show you if we get rid of these, we have no properties whatsoever or defaults whatsoever. So what we can do here, we can just do equals price equals 1, description equals 2, busy making pizza. And the name, we'll just put delicious pizza. Give that a save, and we should hopefully have the defaults, and there we are. So that's 3 ways that you can add default props in your application. Depending on your implementation and depending on what your team's using, or if it's just, you're doing some freelance work, it's all down to you or your team as to how you handle default props. You have the default props static modifier in React, you have the variable or operator, or you have the parameter defaults. So pick which one is best for you, whichever works best throughout your team, yourself, your organization, whatever it may be, and give it a go and add the default props. It's definitely helpful for when you're building applications and maybe you forget to pass in a description and the UI doesn't look as expected. So it's always nice to have a fallback. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully that was helpful. I shall see you in the next video.